Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a long week. It's been a pretty warm week. Whew. As you can see from my last video, a lot of stuff happened. Got a chance to go to both book offs as usual. Uh, hot topics. Hit Pearl Ridge. HI Collectors. Trying to get to a few other shops again. Happy to see Hawaii. Definitely have to get it back up there. Eco Town, downtown. Definitely have to go back there. Whew. Uh, the big one's coming up in a couple weeks. June 17th. Saturday, Sunday, Super Saturday at the Hawaii Convention Center. About 100, a little over 100 vendors. Should be pretty packed, should be pretty amazing. First week of August, Hawaii, Honolulu Comic-Con. Again, should be pretty damn amazing. It's been a while since we've been to a Comic-Con. Hopefully we can walk away with some new pictures. And who knows what else we'll find. Possibly some pops, possibly some toys. Megalopolis. Usually this event is pretty huge. Usually it's a little over 50 vendors. Usually both sides of the mall. The entire bottom floor of the mall usually has vendors. Some is on the top on the book off side. So a little over 50. This Megalopolis, fortunately, from what I was told, probably about 38 vendors. So a little over half, I guess. The main vendors were there though. Had a blast. Got to meet a lot of people, got to say hi. Spent more money than I thought I would. That wasn't the plan. But, things happen. So first and foremost, no books this week. Possibly books next week. There's books I'm looking at and I was supposed to buy this week, but things came up. So, money went the other way. I did, thank God, get to visit Retro Max's stand at Pearl Ridge. If you don't know who Retro Max is, definitely go check out his Instagram page. He is usually at the Aloha Stadium, well, the swap meet, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. He buys back old video games and sells them. So he's got a lot of retro games, uh, retro consoles for sale. If you're looking for a Super Nintendo, he probably has one. He tests out pretty much everything, so everything pretty much works. Don't get the time to really go down to see him at the Aloha Stadium at the swap meet. But if you're into video games, he is definitely someone to check out. Got Backwoods Billy for the NES, or Backwoods Billy, Bayou Billy, The Adventures of Bayou Billy. I remember playing this when I was younger. I did finish this once. Definitely one of the hardest games I've ever played. Not the hardest, but it's up there. It's also one of the more fun games. Uh, it is a most levels is a beat 'em up style game. You only has one character to choose from, Billy. Usually has a knife and a gun, trying to save his girlfriend. There is, I believe, one or two places where you get to actually drive, and a couple places that you can actually shoot things. It's been a while since I played the game, but definitely want to get back into it. No, not shoot with the light gun. It's like a little cursor on screen, and you get to, move it around. Uh, One of the best games for that. Definitely something I'm looking for. Punisher for Genesis. It was insane fun. It was just a shooting game where you control the crosshairs. Hard to do with either the NES, Super Nintendo, or Genesis controllers. Another game, Bigfoot. I remember playing this as a kid. As again, it's didn't have any of the car mashing. Well, it was a top view racing game. You did mash cars. You got power ups, turbo boosts. I won several races and lost many more. Made by Acclaim. And of course, this Bayou Billy is made by Konami. Guess who's still in business? Also, got to pick up X-Men Dimensions, or Next Dimension, for GameCube. The package, or the packaging is very literally ripped up, torn apart. So if you've never heard of this game, it is a 2D, but the characters look 3D. I guess the best thing would probably be Virtua Fighter without the movie, but it is all the X-Men characters that you fight with, as well as the mutants. It wasn't great. It was very slow, very choppy, but it was one of the very first X-Men fighting game ever. No, I shouldn't say ever. The first one made by Activision. The others were Konami, which was so much better, but I mean, they were literally 2D. I do wish Konami would make another Marvel fighting game. Just Marvel. Throw in 50 something characters. This has 24 of your X-Men, favorite X-Men characters, including 4 secret ones. Each of them has special moves and super moves. Like I said, it wasn't great, but I had fun with it. And for the price that I got that, definitely wanted to replay it and have some more fun. Another game, Robotech Battlecry for GameCube. Trying to build my GameCube games. So, I mean, of all the Robotech games, Battlecry was pretty good. It was better than the PS2 American game that came out. I think this came out on PS2 too, but I mean the other one, the most speed up, the Invid storyline. That game totally sucked. This game was so much better. Made by TDK. For me, there is only 2 games for Robotech that beats this game, and neither game came to the US. I still have both games. One was the PS2 Macross game. Hands down, if you're into Robotech, one of the best Macross game, or Robotech game. It was only the Macross Saga, which was the one with Rick Hunter, the Vertex and whatnot. The intro was actually they tried to make the intro from the actual Macross cartoon, which was incredible. Same song, same everything. The controls was so much better. The other game is for the Sega Saturn in Japan, another Macross game. Do You Remember Love, which is a old school R type of horizontal shooter. Again, it's just the Macross. If you're into that type of style of games, that was very fun, definitely beautiful. Both Macross games followed the Macross saga story perfectly. So the last game I got from Retro Max was Rogue Leader, or Rogue Squadron 2. Now, if I recall, this game wasn't that great, but it's still Rogue Squadron. It's still a Star Wars game. Definitely glad I picked this up. I think this was only on GameCube. Gotta really check on that. So, no toys, unfortunately, but a bunch of pops. Went down to Book Off, Pearl Ridge Book Off, got the surprise of my life, and I found Tinkerbell, the original Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell 10. So you got Mickey, Buzz, Woody, Sully, uh, Mike Wazowski, Pinocchio, Chimney Cricket, Snow White. I think I have that Snow White. Stitch, Cruella, Maleficent, and of course Tink. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So the original Disney series, number 1, had 12 characters. I'd honestly get the Cruella. I've seen that Maleficent. I wasn't a big fan. I like the remake of that one. And I do have that. Also, found one of the 2 cat women that I wanted. Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer. Looks incredible. So it has her and Danny DeVito as Penguin. So I wanted this and the animated Batman, the animated series, Catwoman. Definitely still gonna get the animated version, but I've never seen that Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman in person. So, I had to pick it up. At the convention, or at the expo, Happy See Hawaii had something again. I think I've seen only once before in person. Die Hard, John McClane, only at Target. Not only at Target. So has John Al Powell, Hans, and Tony. Looks like the guy that was on the chair that was kicked out the window. So the regular version is him barefoot and he has a white t-shirt. Target exclusive has no t-shirt. Either way, I needed a Bruce Willis and I got a Bruce Willis. Pretty happy with this. So 2 more pops. I've told you guys before, I am a huge Godzilla fan. There was several Godzilla toys and several Godzilla Funkos at the expo, but I this is the one I picked up because this is the one that I wanted, and the price was great. And because the other one that I wanted would have been really expensive. Godzilla vs. Kong, Burning Godzilla, glow in the dark, FYE exclusive. So he looks like the normal Godzilla toy, except what you can't see is that there's, I guess, like orange indentions, or where his scales are indented is orange. The back is like the normal Godzilla. Godzilla and Kong 10 inches, Godzilla, Heat Ray Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Battle Ready Kong, Kong with Battle Axe, which I have, and Battle Scarred Kong. So the other Godzilla I wanted that I saw was actually at HI Collectors. It was the Heat Ray Godzilla, but it was an error print. So the eyes for the Heat Ray was green, with the Heat Ray itself being blue. The regular eyes in the regular version is blue, of course. It looked great. I wanted it just because it was an error print, but it was a little bit more than I probably wanted to spend. Trying to be good. Trying to be good. So the last pop I found and bought was from HI Collectors. Thankfully, I wasn't there on Saturday because they had a custom that was, I think they said about 75, 80 bucks, a custom Kikaida Funko. And Lord help me, I would have bought it. Truthfully, I would love to have Kikaida. So Funko, if you're listening, Kikaida, Hakaida. Top of my list. Another one, of course, Mazinga Z. Top of my list. But they had something that I've been looking for a couple years. Looking for, never ever seen it in person, and everything online was literally in the hundreds because it was so hard to find. I'm glad I didn't pay 100 for it. Glad it was even less than 50. Pop anim, Pop Television, Ultraman, the Ultraman, Barnes and Noble's exclusive. The only one I've seen every other Ultraman figure. Seen him a lot. Canegon. Seen the alien Botan. Honestly, I loved Botan when I watched the series. Seen Ace, Ultraman Ace, seen Father of Ultra. When I when I first seen these series, I seen all of these figures but Ultraman, so I did pick up Ultraman Jack. I did sell Ultraman Jack because that's not the Ultraman I wanted. So for those that live here in Hawaii, when I was a kid and when some of us were kids, Ultraman actually played on television. The first series was Ultraman, and I think the second series, Ultraman Returns, was Ultraman Jack. It was, I mean, you could tell them apart, but they were pretty close. But with Ultraman, this kind of gets me closer to my Funko Giants. Several Godzillas, of course, Kong, Ultraman, Voltron, Voltes, Gigantor. It's not a series that I would have thought I wanted to collect or wanted to try and do when I first started this. I knew when I first started collecting Pops, I wanted the Disney Pops. I knew there was several DC Pops and several Marvel Pops that I wanted to collect. I knew there were a couple Star Wars Pops I wanted, but I knew I wanted a very small collection of Star Wars Pops. But then the idea came to me about Pops, about TV and movie. Finding Pops of some of my favorite actors and actresses, movies, TV series. I mean, the idea is one day maybe meeting somebody, having them sign the pop, but it's also the idea of having like a little section for TV or movie pops, and if somebody actually gets to see it, brings back nostalgia of I remember that TV series or I remember that movie. It's, I think, a great starter, conversation starter. Definitely getting to know people and their likes and dislikes. Uh, I'm trying to limit the pops for movies and TV series. Trying my hardest. Think with TV I have, or I want to collect maybe only 20. With the movies, maybe about 25, 26, not more than 30. I think it's definitely interesting. I started collecting the Lego figures for Marvel and DC, honestly, just because I wanted to collect the Legion of Doom and have them kind of portrayed, and just to have it displayed. I think it would be the coolest thing for somebody to walk in and, is that Lego? Is that? Oh. Then, of course, when I started getting into Funkos, the idea grew into collecting Funkos that way. It's insane how ideas have grown. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going with my Funko anime collection. It's all over the place. It's a mess. But it's the Funkos that I want or wanted for the anime. So I really don't know what to tell you about that. But my Marvel collection is going good. Uh, it kind of started off just trying to get, I guess, the coolest Funkos. And it kind of took a right turn to literally almost everything being Spider-Man, which I'm not disappointed with at all, because it was one of my favorite comics. Uh, Most of my Marvel is Spider-Man. There is a few Avenger characters, maybe one or two, Ghost Rider, villains. But somehow I decided from left field, if I was doing a Legion of Doom for DC Comics, what would I do for Marvel Comics? And the idea is the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. But you can't really have the Brotherhood without a collection of X-Men Funkos. And then the idea of, well, hey, if I'm collecting Spider-Man Funkos, I need to collect the group I'm a huge fan of as well, the Sinister Six. And that's kind of grown into Sinister 10, maybe more, depending when it comes out, what comes out. And of course, my last idea for Marvel is, if I'm collecting Spider-Man, if I have a collection of Venom and Carnage Funkos, I need a collection of the symbiotes. different symbiotes. So it's literally taken on a whole idea of its own. But I'm seriously happy with it. With DC, literally, I had this idea for just collecting the coolest looking DC characters. But then the idea itself came to me that yes, I could actually do a Legion of Doom for Funkos. I mean, they haven't gotten every single character out, but I could mix and match a little, get pretty close to the Legion of Doom that I grew up with. And then I started collecting all these cool looking Funkos, and the idea of I could actually put some of these characters together and create a Suicide Squad. Literally collecting DC just to create a Legion of Doom and a Suicide Squad with some extras because I think they're pretty cool, or they're part of my favorite collection of characters. Also have a video game Funko collection, very small. Armored King from Tekken, the original Sub-Zero, and then Sub-Zero and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat X. Uh, the Diablo character, Tyrell, Street Fighter Akuma, Tomb Raider Lara Croft, Sonic, uh, Dr. Eggman, have one PlayStation character, Sweet Tooth. Loved uh, Twisted Metal when I was growing up. Two Halo or Xbox characters, Master Chief and General Ram. General Ram, of course, Gears of War. There is only three other characters I want to finish this collection. Dr. Wily from Mega Man. And then two Nintendo characters that probably will never ever be created. But I'm hoping. And that, of course, is Link from Legend of Zelda and Bowser from Super Mario. If anything else catches my eye, I still have some space for it, but in the end, that's literally all the ones that I can think of that I want. Anyway, that is what I got this week. Insane. I have stuff that I ordered from Hasbro. Uh, I should have something maybe at the end of the month. beginning of July. And then literally a ton of drops coming in September. Most of it will be G.I. Joe classifieds. I pre-ordered everything I wanted to. There is still two things that I would love to have that I didn't get a chance to pre-order. So I'm kind of waiting for the opportunity to pre-order when it happens. If you are into G.I. Joe classifieds, I believe Monday is the big drop. So June 1st they did 4 drops. The Dusty, Tiger Force Dusty, Python Patrol Crimson Guard, don't want either character. The Arctic Bat, and the Televiper with the Trouble Bubble. I did actually get pre-order both of those. They also dropped 2 renders of things that's coming down the line. Uh, Yesterday, I believe, or the other day, we were finally getting Grunt. Don't want him. And a Crimson Viper. Not what I asked for, but he looks pretty damn cool, so I'm probably going to pre-order that. I think that's next year. Uh, Monday is going to be the big, I guess, reveal. Pre-orders are going up for several more characters that I believe should be releasing maybe in November. We're finally going to get to see, hopefully, some other characters, see more renders of more G.I. Joes coming. And they will reveal HasLab, the new G.I. Joe vehicle that's coming to HasLab. Truthfully, with all the rumors going around, they're saying it's the Dragonfly. I just want Wild Bill. I do not want the vehicle itself. So I'm not going to pay that much for it. If Wild Bill doesn't come separately, I'm absolutely fine with that. He was probably in my top 20 favorite Joes. But you know, I'm good. So what might be pre-ordered is on Monday is what they kind of showed us before, which is the Shadow Tracker low light. And I think there were 2 more characters. Zombie Viper. Personally, I'm excited because out of this, there was only a few characters I wanted. Shadow Tracker, definitely Low light is a must. Tunnel Rat is one of the other characters. I kind of do want him, but it's not a big deal if I don't get him. There is supposed to be a redeco of the Alley Viper that's coming out for uh, the special mission that they're on, and I have to see it. But I'm definitely leaning towards picking that up too. Lots of stuff happening. It's gonna be a crazy couple of months, crazy end of the year. Definitely looking at more books, more video games, more pops. Definitely looking at more collecting stuff. If you're into Super 7, they finally released the first batch of the Super 7 Ultimate Silverhawks, which was Quicksilver, Buzzsaw, Buzzsaw, the transformed version of Moonstar, Monstar, and Steelheart. However, what was released, I think, is still limited, so the prices are pretty high. I'd wait a couple of days. Still a lot of things going on though. So, guys, stay tuned. If you're a collector, definitely please subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of things to talk about pretty soon. Uh, Definitely have things planned this week, but don't know exactly what. Like I said, I do have to go back to Book Off, pick up a few more books. Never know what video games and what Funkos might actually be in stock. Few stores I kind of want to revisit. Uh, so there was a Lego toy that's supposed to be coming out. The Lego online store is currently sold out and is in back order. It is something I'm looking for. The first actual Lego set I'm gonna pick up if I can find it. Hopefully this week. Like I said, I don't know what's happening. Uh, Lots of fun things though. Lots of things I'm going to be spending money on. Hopefully not, but it's what we do, right? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, great night. Be safe. Have a great weekend. I know something, a holiday's coming up soon. Besides, of course, 4th of July. A lot of great movies. currently playing. There's at least 2 or 3 that I want to go see. So yeah, it's going to be a busy week. Stay tuned. Aloha.